Brown got its hustlers, the Bowery got its bums. 42nd Street.
Hey everybody, Simon 2002 MRE off MRE Info.
Spencer off True Buds Productions.
And today we're doing a pretty cool ration that was sent to us by Fatboy Tactical. We did a trade. And this is a brown bag ration.
Brown bag vintage?
Yep, brown bag vintage ration. And we're doing chicken a la king. I'm not sure if you can see that. The writing was a little weird on here. Maybe you can see that. And this is menu 6 out of, I'm not sure exactly how many menus came out with. The first bagged MRE was sent out in 1983 in large production, but there had been testing since the late 70s. In 1993, the first FRH was put into these bags, so I'm not sure what this date is exactly, but we'll find out from the packaging on the outside of this and see what type of what we're looking at in here and what condition we're in. In these older ones, you can see that they do have a tear notch at the top here that was meant to tear. However, to save the packaging and preserve it, we're going to cut in from the back.
Like we always do.
Yep, so I'm going to shake it all down this way to move everything down to the bottom of the package pretty much, and slice in slowly to the back so as not to hit anything. I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. One of the girls is not 100% asleep tonight.
Yeah.
And we're just going to pull it all out this way. Whoa. So, first thing that popped out is
some old candy.
CHARMS.
Yeah. It looks like the rainbow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that.
There.
These have been around for a very long time, and these are vintage. They look different today, but you would find them in some K rations and some K ration candy, maybe with different packaging. But this is way cool. All right, so that aside, that's the first thing that I've seen there. Little tiny bottle of Tabasco, which actually hasn't darkened yet.
No, it usually does.
Yeah, it usually darkens in some of the later MREs. For instance, this was, I think, from 90 something, and look at how dark it got. Comparatively, that's in really good condition.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I've really only seen them in darker colors.
Yeah, I haven't seen any come out of an MRE that weren't completely dark. This is the chicken a la king. I'm assuming 2218, so the 221st day of 1988. So again, like I said, there is not an FRH in here. So far I don't see one. We'll look through it all. But that's because they weren't put in there until 93, like I mentioned. And look at, comparatively today, the short ingredient list. It doesn't look short necessarily, but you can look that a lot of what's in there is just ingredients like mushrooms, peas. There's not any of the preservatives that you see in a lot of today's MREs.
And then this looks like beverage base powder. I don't think it says the flavor.
So on these old ones, they would say the flavor on the back, and it's grape.
Oh.
And this one is
Darn.
really hard. I'm not sure if we even want to bust into this, because we've opened some of these old ones and it's pretty much like tar. It's like a toffee. It's like really pliable. It's kind of sad that those aren't in good conditions, but that always goes pretty quick from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your accessory packet. I've seen a lot of the accessory packets are in a little bit more rectangular shapes, but this is in a pretty square shape.
And clear.
Yeah.
Spoon.
Looks like these are some of the newer age, I guess you can see, MRE spoons. That's always good.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Not
Look at that old packaging.
cheese spread. It's pretty cool.
It's honestly kind of amazing how the packaging changes over time. If you look at some of the newer ones, you'll notice that the peanut butter is a little bit longer, rectangular shaped, and they really did change the packaging a lot. So most of these are packaged in brown, and that makes the writing really difficult to see on camera. You can see if I bring up close, peanut butter, fortified, need packaging before open. That hasn't changed much, but just the shape and the color of the packaging is pretty cool.
Yes.
Pull the next thing here that I'm looking at. Cocoa beverage powder. And this is really good condition. So we might mix that with the coffee, or we might just make that on our own to make just a cocoa beverage powder.
Yeah.
And that's in really cool condition. And look at the different packaging there. It's very cool.
We got some crackers. And they are always rock hard.
They are rock hard. They still are really sealed in there tight. That's pretty cool. It's always nice.
Building bricks.
Those crackers might be the salted ones. They might have salt on them. Now this, I have heard a lot of good things about this. This is freeze-dried fruit, actually, and this is pears, freeze-dried pears. We'll get into this, and what you're supposed to do is actually put water on it to reconstitute it, but I've seen people mostly just eat it, just straight up, and apparently it's really, really good if it hasn't gone bad, which a lot of times it hasn't because there's no moisture in there to go bad in the first place.
That's why pears always go bad.
Yeah, so that's that. So we'll spread this out to you to show you the menu, and we'll go from there. Alright, well, everything's kind of laid out in a way that you can kind of see it, but without further ado,
let's try this. Everything's laid out.
So let's just get into this accessory packet, this cool looking accessory packet. It does have a tear notch on there. So in this case, let's just tear it open. So we're looking here at these really old matches. These are older than some of the ones that we've ever seen. These are always way better than the old ones. There you go. There's some gum that doesn't actually feel, no, it's hard. It's rockened.
That's a good sign.
Old toilet paper. This is by the Lighthouse Company. So the Lighthouse Company's been around for a while.
Yes.
Domino sugar. That one feels like it has kind of gotten wet, maybe. Moisture's gotten in there. So it's just stiffened up. This, Steve, 1989 at Off MRE Info, mentioned to me that he was looking for in a trade. So maybe we can keep this around to send him one of those in the trade. Taster's Choice, that feels a little crumbly, or a little sticky, but maybe we could figure it out. And some Coffee Mate non-dairy creamer, that still feels good. As well as some salt. And that's everything that's in there.
Salt.
Looking at this chicken a la king here. I've never had chicken a la king. Now pulling this out, you can see it's in a dark green retort pouch, which is pretty cool. Had some labeling on there. Alright, let's go warm this up. Okay, from here, let's unbox, or not unbox, open the rest of this. First thing I'm probably going to go for right here, and Spencer will do the next thing.
Dried fruit.
This is dried fruit. Peaches. Pears, I apologize, pears. And it's not, there's no tear notch on here, which would make me wonder how easy this was to open out there in the field, actually. There it is.
I feel like I've seen like something like that.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of one of those Mr. Clean magic erasers.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Kind of looks like that. Doesn't feel anything like it though. Want to try it, Spence?
Sure, yeah.
There you go. Try it as well.
That's actually really good.
It dries out your mouth a lot, but I don't get pear.
I
I don't really get pear. It tastes like a Welch's fruit snack.
Yeah.
Is what it reminds me of. Kind of that flavor.
Now I know I've had it somewhere. I don't know where.
It tastes kind of like astronaut food. You can see there, it's kind of glazed. So it's like, I'm not sure what that reminds me of. That's really good. Again, like I said, it dries out your mouth a lot because it does kind of reconstitute in your mouth. But like I said, I don't get a pear. I get almost like an apple undertone. There's a little bit of that graininess of a pear that you kind of get underneath, but nothing major. I don't get crazy pear undertones. What about you, Spence?
No, I don't have I mean, I don't really taste any pear. I kind of taste deliciousness.
Yeah, it's just good. Let's get into these crackers and this peanut butter next. Does Spencer want to open up those crackers?
Yeah. Ooh, I think these are like the second time we've ever gotten good, perfect crackers.
How do you say that?
As I say that, it breaks.
Oh no, these aren't the salted ones. I don't know, guys. You'll be the judge of that. I don't see any salt. They just have that glaze that those crackers do. Have a little taste of that. I've been
It's
told.
like MRE
I've been told
crackers.
that these older crackers are better. They have a really wholesome undertone. You can kind of they're not whole grain, but it kind of tastes like that a little bit. And they're a little bit stale. On that first bite I got was a little bit stale, but not tasty. It's just they're slightly stale. That's kind of the feeling that I got. I've told him that he has. I do too. Kind of have abnormally loud chewing. But let's get into this peanut butter. Just gonna tear it up there. I kneaded it a little bit, but I'm not sure how well I kneaded it, so it might come out a little. Would you look at that? Like I said, I didn't knead it really crazy well, so it is a little liquidy. But man, peanut butter holds up. That is the one thing that I stand behind 100%, is that peanut butter holds up forever.
Mm-hmm.
Just ate some out of the package there. A little bit grainy because it's separated, but honestly, I don't taste any difference. It's my opinion that they add more salt in these later rations or earlier rations than they do nowadays.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't taste sweet like Skippy or Jiffy peanut butter or any of those like Smuckers, but it certainly is a little bit more salty than like the peanut butter that I'm used to, and rations are just everyday. But it's not bad. It complements the dry cracker. Alright, well, I want to get into this cocoa beverage powder, so let's get the cup. Smells so good. But there we go, got it all out. And it says mix canteen with 6 fluid ounces of water. Alright, got the retort pouch out onto the tray. It is steaming hot.
Yes.
Very, very hot. I don't think we boiled it too long. I just think that we boiled it well. Let's just put it that way. It's just do a little tear there. Alright, so that's torn off. Open that up. Now remember, this is like a stew if I'm correct. That looks pretty wholesome. That looks like today's version of a chicken stew with what do you call it?
Peas and carrots.
Yeah. And if you want to,
Mashed potatoes.
if you really want to dive into what's in here, you can see that the chicken is hunks of chicken with peas in there. I have to imagine this was a pretty hearty entree.
Probably really good. When it came out, it looked like something that would come out of your mouth.
It didn't. None of these entrees tend to look very
Satisfying.
satisfying. Some of the pasta ones do. This one
Most of them
didn't.
are good.
Yeah.
A lot of them are good.
So we'll have to try that out when that cools down. But I really wanted to try this
I do too.
good old cup of cocoa. It's pretty warm. That old cocoa is so much better than.
Newer versions.
Yeah, it's extra creamy. And it's super sweet too. But not like sucralose fake sweet. It's like a good, hearty sweet. It's very, very good.
Now you're making me want to try it. So
Go ahead and try it. Just be careful, don't dump it on your face. It also isn't that hot because I decided not to put boiling water in there because that always takes too long to cool off.
That is good.
I can honestly just imagine sitting there on a cold day or a morning. I feel like that's cooled down a little bit. Let's try out a good hearty bite of that. Actually, no, I'm gonna go in small because I don't know what this ration's standing at. Let's try out the chicken here. That feels like real pieces of chicken in there. It's not slimy or fall aparty. It has a decent bite to it. Could add a little bit of Tabasco sauce, I think. Needs a little bit of flavor, but besides that, I'm getting vegetable undertones, really nice. Carrots and peas for sure are a plus. Really hearty, good tasting. You want to try a piece of chicken, Spencer?
Yeah.
Spencer just burnt his face because it's very, 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 very hot.
Yes. That is good.
That chicken a la king is spectacular. Paired with that nice cocoa and the fruit, this chicken a la king really brings in a nice hearty afterthought to the sweetness from the fruit and the saltiness from the peanut butter. Let's put some Tabasco sauce on there and see if that livens up the flavor, because albeit it being a very nice hearty meal, I feel like it could use a little bit more flavor than it already has. The sauce. Also, it doesn't smell as vile as some of these newer entrees.
It's gonna be spicy.
The vinegar of the Tabasco sauce adds a really good kick to the slightly bland ration meal that you're looking at here.
I'm going right here. Let's see. It's pretty good. I don't think I got any Tabasco.
Yeah.
Wait.
I didn't add very much because a lot of the times it doesn't need that much. It just needs a little dash of flavor. I'm gonna take the last sip of this cocoa. It's all finished up there. I really like the chicken.
We have to figure out if we want to try the CHARMS.
Stop filming there for a second so we could finish up parts of this meal. So what Spencer and I noticed is that there was something with the peanut butter, I think it was, that kind of had a weird, almost tangy aftertone. I think something was about to go rancid. That's my guess. But it wasn't rancid. It had like very, very, very slight hints of it. And it wasn't enough for us to stop eating it. I just noticed that. So maybe one or two of the little bits started going rancid there and kind of flavored it up a little bit. And I'm thinking I'll go from this side and take one out and see what this looks like here.
You don't really usually get to open these old things.
These older candies are kind of like a
Piece of history.
like a taboo almost to touch. And I don't even know if I want to go any further than this, because as you can see, it started to melt. The candy has started to melt in there, meaning that if we open it, it'll just destroy the packaging. So I don't think I'm going to go any further on that one. I can kind of feel it. You kind of feel how it's a little bit squishy. CHARMS are generally supposed to be kind of hard, and there's a little bit squishy. They started to melt. So instead of destroying a package like this, I think we're going to save it for another time when we can actually find a package of CHARMS that's in good condition. This is pretty much closing off this ration here. There's a lot in here that was really, really good. For an old ration like this, I find it a lot better than a lot of some of these newer rations coming out. It's kind of a shame that beverage powder wasn't good and that these CHARMS were a little melty. I'm glad that we were able to see it and have it on our display. But yeah, this is Simon 2002 MRE off MRE Info, closing out this really cool, really awesome 1988 brown bag vintage ration review.
And this is Spencer Brothers Productions.
And again, we're closing out this video. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.
You don't tug on Superman's cape. You don't spin